Hello and welcome to IceMen Live. This is the second episode of the season. We are live from Beef O'Brady's out here in Newburgh and presented, of course, by Coors Light. I'm Sean Pooley and I'm joined tonight by IceMen Head Coach Dwight Mullins. Dwight, how are you?
I'm doing great, Sean. How about yourself?
Doing fantastic. Now I think everyone's pretty excited about that 3-1 victory over Gwinnett on Saturday.
Good, yeah.
Just kind of give us some of your thoughts on that game.
Well, obviously, we wanted to get a really good start. I felt like, our hockey team played the way that we need to, especially early in the first period. And, I liked the way that we finished the game. I think we have some room to grow a little bit in the middle parts, but all in all, to be able to have a home opener with an exciting big crowd and come out successful was, definitely a great way to start.
You mentioned kind of getting out to that fast start. What were some of the factors you think that led to that fast start there?
Well, obviously, I think everybody had a lot of anticipation and excitement into the opening night, and so the energy level was high. But at the same time, that's how our hockey club's built and built to play. So, it was great to see us be able to, like I said, to get out of the gate like that, and the win definitely was something that really is going to help us down the road.
All right, we have a couple guys here tonight, Kale Kobashi and Cal Heater, who are going to be coming up later on this program. Talk about their efforts in this opening game, what you saw from them that you liked.
Well, obviously, starting with Cal Heater, I think he's somebody that really provides us, with the goaltending that we're going to need to be successful and win a championship. And, we were excited to be able to have him join our hockey club late in the fall. And, he's come in and been a great teammate. He's worked extremely hard, and his performances in both games that he's played have been outstanding. So, as a coach, it's real nice to have quality goaltending, obviously, and I feel we have that, in Cal and also in young Chris. With Kale's a player that we recruited earlier in the summer. We believe that he can be a high-end, hockey player, especially at this level, and have an opportunity to move and advance. And I think that, you could see his skill level, and that was displayed the other night.
All right, yeah, definitely impressive efforts from both those guys. Now, who was someone else that you were impressed with that may have been kind of a more under-the-radar kind of player that we didn't, talk about earlier?
Well, I think that we had a lot of really good performers the other night. I think Donnie Harris has been a guy that's played extremely well right from day one of training camp and has continued to be an important piece. I thought he played well the other night. I think, having somebody like Guy Lepine for the first time in the lineup, I was real impressed with his contributions and how he played. I think that through and through we had a pretty consistent effort from pretty much everybody, and we were able to come away with the 2 points.
Obviously those 2 points very important. We're going to kind of break down, each of those goals from the IceMen. Obviously, you get the first one. Just talk about the emotion that you saw from that team after that first goal.
Well, obviously, like I said, everybody had a high anticipation, and we got off to a really good start. And to be able to score first and build off the excitement of the crowd with the opening night and with everything else that led up to the game starting, and really helped us build. And then the second goal came off of a turnover that ended up on Kale's stick, the next shift after. And to be able to score back-to-back like that really, I felt, gave us a lot of energy to carry into the second period.
Now, how about that third period play? Morissette making amazing plays. He's kind of going to the ground to poke that puck towards Lukey. Just talk a little bit about what you saw in that third goal.
Well, again, I thought we had numerous chances, especially before the end of the first period, that could have really put the game out of reach. But we had some bad bounces a little bit. I felt like the second period we chased the game a little bit at times, but the third period I felt like we were settled again and had a lot of quality chances. And again, to be able to capitalize, off that rush and the play that was made there to spring Jared Lucan free, was real rewarding for those guys. They'd worked hard all night, and at the same time, the goal came at a great time for us, where we could basically kind of lock down the win.
All right. Obviously, everyone's very excited about the win, but it's a 72-game season. So looking ahead, Indianapolis this weekend. Let's talk a little bit about what that game entails and your expectations for that game.
Well, I think that the biggest thing for us is that there's a 5 and 6 day span between our next 2 games, and it's real important that we're focused on what we need to do here heading into Saturday. Again, it's a divisional rivalry. They're 4-point games at this point in time, and it's early in the season. And our next 3 games are against the Indianapolis Fuel. So, again, I think that it's important that we have a good effort again on Saturday night and kind of take these games one at a time.
You mentioned kind of that 6 days off, a week between games essentially. Just talk a little bit about how that kind of early break. I know Indy and a few other teams that have played 2 or 3 games this past weekend. I'm just talking about how 1 a week for these first 2 weeks is going to help your team. What your thoughts are on it?
Well, it really helps in the preparation side of things. It allows us to, continue to put a plan in place on how we want to play, and then at the same time, as a player, it's easy to focus when you just have that one game, and you know that you're going to have some time in between games. I think that again, it just helps the energy level stay high. And, the other thing is we need to take advantage of this time. Once we get into the month of November, we're extremely busy, and we're not going to have the luxury of this many days here to prepare, especially in our team game.
Certainly a good point there. Indy's a team that you saw during the preseason. What are your thoughts on them, and how can you bring home the W against that Fuel team?
Well, I don't think that you can compare anything or take anything away from preseason other than just individual performances. Lineups change so drastically. You don't know basically who's going to be on that opening day roster. So, I think that just the little bit that I've watched the games against Fort Wayne that they opened up on, they're a team that, likes to play a pressure game, and, we're going to have to be physical, and we're going to have puck possession to be successful. And again, I think that it's more about what we're doing, not so much about what they're doing.
Excellent points. You mentioned the 3 games, the next 3 games being against the Fuel. How important is it to get that first win against them to set the tone for the next 2 against the team?
Well, I think they're all important. I don't put any more importance on any game except our next one. So, again, I think it's important that we continue to build off of the start that we have. There's a lot of reasons to play hard with the fact that, like I said, they're divisional games and they're 4-point games this early in the season. And, again, when you look back at your year, these are games that you're going to want to make sure that you're successful at.
All right, good point there. Any other thoughts from you on the game last week or this game upcoming?
Well, no, I just thought that, it was a tremendous atmosphere in the Ford Center. I thought there was a lot of energy and excitement, and I thought the team, played that way. And again, I, was excited to be able to open the season and have our opening night be successful with the team playing the way that they did.
All right, Coach Mullins, thank you so much. That does it for all of my questions. We're going to give all of you a chance to ask Coach Mullins some questions here in a couple seconds. We will also have Cal Heater and Kale Kerbashian coming up in this program, and the return of IceMen Trivia, all tonight here on IceMen Live at Beef O'Brady's.